Calgary Flames have an abundance of players making their way through the trade rumor mill, including but not limited to Andrei Kuzmenko, Nzaem Kadri, and Rasmus Andersson. But there are two individuals who are seeing more and more involvements in trade proposals: Vladar and Jakob Pelletier. Let's see some proposals. We're going to get into some of those, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And while we hop into some trade proposals here, I do want to say I am currently actually on vacation right now. That's why, the base bar, the ticker at the bottom is going to be kind of messed up for the next few days, just because I'm pre-recording these videos about a week and a half in advance, and I didn't want to show, the wrong standings or game stats from a game a long time ago. So that's why it's just going to say NHL free agents, and thanks for watching, because I do appreciate you watching. But this video and the next few will kind of have that at the base bar, and they are in advance. So some things should all still be very relevant, but obviously I'll say if things are probably different from how they were at the time of recording. But either way, we know that trade rumors go crazy all the time, and trade proposals are always relevant unless somehow these players have been traded by the time this video goes out, but I kind of doubt it. So let's hop in, and of course I had to ask my good old friend ChatGPT for some trade proposals for this video. The last time I did this, you guys loved it. You guys said you should ask AI for trade proposals more often, because they usually end up being a little bit more realistic than what we would do if we were biased about them. But let's hop in and talk about the two individuals I talked about. So as of January 2025, the Calgary Flames are considering trade options involving goaltender Vladar and forward Jakob Pelletier. Vladar, a pending UFA, has expressed a desire to re-sign with the Flames. However, with the emergence of Dustin Wolf, Calgary may explore trading Vladar to address other roster needs. And also, Jakob Pelletier, a promising young forward, has shown potential, but has received limited playing time since his call-up. The Flames might consider including him in a trade package to acquire a more established player who can contribute immediately. Now, AI didn't come up with that. It just grabbed it from other parts of the internet. But still, Pelletier is getting more and more ice time, getting more and more of an opportunity, and playing well. But these guys are still being quite involved in trade rumors. One speculative trade proposal involves sending Vladar, Pelletier, and a 2024 second-round pick to the Montreal Canadiens in exchange for forward Kirby Dach. This trade would provide the Flames with a versatile center to strengthen their lineup, while the Canadiens would receive a reliable goalie, a promising prospect, and a valuable draft pick to aid in their rebuilding efforts. Please note that this is a speculative proposal, and actual trade discussions may differ based on team evaluations and negotiations. Now, I'm not too sure about this one. That seems a lot to give up for a guy who has been labeled a bit of a prima donna, and I don't know, he's not one of the top tier centers out there. I know that's what we're looking for, a guy like Kirby Dach. He's young, he's a center, he fits the profile. But a 2024 second round pick as well as Vladar and Pelletier, look, our trades with the Habs lately have not gone our way. So another one, I'm not 100% sure about this one. And again, it's not like ChatGPT came up with this. It actually grabbed it from a Calgary Puck forum. So still, I don't know. The trade makes sense in a way, but again, I think that's quite expensive. I'd rather try and give Vladar to a team that's contending, and maybe they'd be willing to give up a little more if they're a little bit more desperate. Pelletier has shown great lengths and strides lately. He's really developing in his game, so throwing in that second round pick as well isn't necessary, or throwing in Pelletier as well I don't think is necessary. But overall, a very interesting one here to start us off. Let me know what you think below. I personally would say no. Next one involves the Kraken. So here's a trade proposal actually made by the AI itself. So to Seattle, Vladar, a solid, experienced goalie who could provide much needed stability in Seattle's goalie tandem, especially if they truly are trying to push for those playoffs. And then also Jakob Pelletier, a skilled young forward with strong playmaking abilities and top six potential. What would the Flames get? To the Flames, Shane Wright, a top prospect with elite upside, offering Calgary a potential cornerstone for their future at center, and a 2025 second round pick, an additional asset to support Calgary's rebuild or retool efforts. As I go back, if we go back to this last one, this one did say 2024 second round pick, but I'm pretty sure they meant 2025 second round pick. I'll just clear that up right now. We obviously can't trade a pick that already took place, but the forum, obviously, the person who wrote in the forum meant 2025. But either way, this trade is a lot more interesting. Shane Wright is very tempting. Another guy who's kind of been labeled as a bit of a prima donna, but I'm quite interested in this. I would find it hard to say no. I mean, Shane Wright might be one of the better centers out there that is a top prospect and really does fit what the Flames do need. Now, he's been a little bit disappointing in his career so far. It's weird because he's been so great in the AHL, hasn't been given the best opportunity at the Flames level and at the NHL level. And either way, it's just, I don't know. To me, this is just overall extremely, extremely interesting. I would be inclined to say yes to this one if we truly are done with Jakob Pelletier and Dan Vladar as well. Now, the rationale here for the Flames get, Calgary gets a high ceiling prospect in Shane Wright who could become a franchise center, addressing a critical need for long-term stability down the middle. And also the second round pick adds flexibility for Calgary to stockpile prospects or use it as trade capital. For the Kraken, with aspirations to strengthen their playoff contention, Seattle gains an experienced goaltender in Vladar to complement Philip Grubauer or Joey Decord. Pelletier brings dynamic offensive talent to a team that values depth and versatility in its forward group. This trade provides Calgary with a potential game-changing prospect while helping Seattle deepen their roster for both the present and the future. So, the trade kind of makes sense for both teams if Seattle is trying more so to win now. And Pelletier, who knows? He's the type who he could break out for Seattle. You never really know. And Shane Wright could be great for Calgary. I mean, he whooped the Wranglers last year in the playoffs. So quite interesting overall here. The next one, the Carolina Hurricanes, the team that gets linked to Vladar the most. So to the Canes, Dan Vladar, an experienced goaltender who can provide immediate support and depth to Carolina's injury-affected goaltending lineup. It just makes sense overall. To Calgary, a 2025 second-round pick, a valuable asset that can assist Calgary in future roster building, and a prospect forward, a young forward from Carolina's system, such as Jamison Rees, who could add depth to Calgary's prospect pool. Now, we'd want to go after something a little bit better than Jamison Rees. I'm not going to show his stats or anything here, but feel free to look him up. On Hockey Reference or Elite Prospects or whatever you use later. And it's interesting because I would be down for, just a second round pick at this point, I think would be a lot for Vladar. So I'm taking that in a heartbeat. Throwing in a prospect isn't bad at all. It's never a bad thing to have more in the pipeline, whether we do develop them and they become NHL players or they're just a great part of the franchise, or you can end up trading them once again. So they're seen as another asset. And I don't know, it is quite interesting. This one, once again, was actually made by ChatGPT. That's why it's, updated and there's no flaws, shall we say, because we all know there's no flaws in AI. I'm just saying that so I'm protected when it takes over. But the rationale for the Hurricanes acquiring Vladar would provide immediate stability and experience in goal during Andersson's recovery period, which is he ever not in a recovery period? It seems like he's healthy again and then gets hurt, so he's just in an eternal recovery period. I really hope he does recover. I love a bit of Freddie, and I hope he can do well. Vladar's presence could alleviate pressure on Kochetkov and Martin, ensuring a more robust goaltending rotation as the team aims for playoff contention. And not just playoff contention, they want to win the cup. They have been so close so many times, just can't really get it done in the Eastern Conference Finals, so they would like to get that going. For the Flames, the rationale, trading Vladar opens up salary cap space and allows the team to fully commit to Dustin Wolf as their starting goalie. Not that salary cap space is a huge issue, but the addition of a second round pick and a promising forward prospect aligns with Calgary's strategy to build a competitive roster for the future. Once again, if the Flames were actually proposed this trade, take it in a heartbeat and run. But let me know what you think of these proposals down below. The first one, obviously not AI generated, but the second two were very, very interesting overall. Almost seems like AI is gunning for the Flames this time and actually wants them to be the winners in all of the outcomes with the trades. Now let's get into tonight's game. Like I said before, I'm recording this quite a ways in advance, a week and a half in advance or so. So I don't know anything about the lineups or who will be starting in net. And these records, of course, are not going to be how they actually are on January 8th. But the Flames are in LA tonight. This one goes at 8:30 p.m. Calgary time, 7:30 p.m. local time. Should be quite a fun one. Obviously, playoff implications all over the line on this one, and it should be very, very exciting to watch. Feel free to drop some score predictions down below. Now, let's wrap this one up with a comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. Obviously, this comment comes from quite a while ago, but it goes perfect with these trade proposals, and this one was neat and quick from Guitar Memoir, and he says, Kevin Ball for Connor Geekie. Very interesting, because I think the Flames would love to hold on to Kevin Ball, but Connor Geekie really does fit the bill for what they are looking for. It's just overall kind of an interesting one, and you can take it how you want it, but feel free to again let me know down below how you feel about this one. Guitar Memoir, thank you so much for proposing that one out in the comments. I also want to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.